Okay, good morning and welcome to the .NET Conference Singapore 2018. This is part of the .NET Conference live event post event, which is in live from US. If you watch the 3 days event, which is the last day is last night in Singapore, so that means you don't have to join. But if you haven't seen it, what we're going to do is to share with you the new stuff that is coming from the .NET conference, and hopefully that you're going to get something new from it, and you're going to use it. I'm going to talk about the keynote. I'm going to do the keynote for the .NET conference today, and what I'm going to share is the new stuff of the .NET. So I'm not going to talk about the classic .NET or whatever. Even though there is some of it I need to touch about it. And because from the 2 hours keynote on the live stream, I squeezed into 30 minutes. Yeah. So sorry about that. You're going to see that I'm going to speed up. And if you don't know, if you want to ask questions, you can ask questions after I finish the keynote. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, you know this. Last year, we only talked about the web, the .NET, and now we have, the .NET last time is only the desktop and the web, and then now we can use for cloud, for the mobile, using Xamarin, games, using previously XMA, now we can use what you can use now. For example, if you want to create a game using Xamarin and it's Kia Sharp, for example, and then IoT, you can use .NET Core, and of course now AI. Why we have to use AI, I will explain to you later. The thing is, this is now the platform that you can create using .NET, which is awesome. You can tell me one of other language that can do this. For example, using C#. Some of them only web, desktop cannot. Some of them only desktop, web cannot. Some of them only mobile, yeah, they cannot. Okay, so .NET can do all of them. And the growth is staggering. I also shocked when I saw the number. So 1 million plus new monthly active .NET developers after they released the .NET Core, or people trying to learn it and use it, and then it's very good. And then over 500,000 .NET Core developers daily use it. So you just imagine that. Every day, 500,000 .NET developers worldwide using .NET Core. Amazing, right? After they make it open source, and this is what happened. So the growth continue. I can tell you why. First, we still have 85% plus market share of Windows. Since probably some of them still using Windows XP, but most of them is now using Windows 10. If you want to do something with Windows 10, that means you need to use .NET. Unless you are good in C++, that's a different story. But if you are using C#, that means you're using .NET. And then after that, web. Most enterprise applications worldwide, either in intranet or internet or worldwide, using ASP.NET, the classic one. Now they try to move to using .NET Core. So it's a big number. Some people asking me, oh, is .NET going to be like going down? I said, no, it's opposite way. So because of the .NET Core, things changes. Now people try to learn it and they use it. And don't tell me, each of you in here saying that you haven't used .NET Core. Please try it. Okay, now, back in May, they released .NET Core 2.0. And then they released 2.1 preview. But now, the preview is already here. So if you install the latest Visual Studio Community 2017, for example, it's already built inside 2.1, the GA. it's not preview. And why you need to move to .NET Core 2.1? Because look at this. If you still using .NET 2.0, plain text is plus 15%, the performance. JSON is 18 plus percent performance increase. And for the data access is like 147 plus. So if you're using EF Core, this is what you get. So nearly like 2 times the speed, more than 2 times the speed of your current application, just by moving from .NET Core 2.0 to 2.1. How amazing is that? Okay. And why is that? I will tell you why. And this one is not it's not benchmarked by Microsoft, but it's benchmarked by open source. So someone up there benchmarking saying, "God, this is crazy." So if you look at the techno power around 16, you will see that most ASP.NET Core application is top 10. Okay, it's like you can reach like 7 million requests per second, which is it's impossible using ASP.NET Classic, right? 56,000 only requests per second. .NET, ASP.NET Core, 7 million. Just imagine that. Node.js, 600,000. ASP.NET Core, 7 million. 7 million. That's with app. Okay, that's how fast it is. Go, 900,000. Go. You don't go like this, right? Go down. Well, we're not going to compare that now because we don't care. Because it's already open source and it's about how good is using .NET. Because .NET is very cool. You can almost do anything, and you can almost do anything any platform in any platform. You have Linux, you do it in Linux. You have Raspberry Pi, you do it in Raspberry Pi. You have Android, you can do it inside Android. You can run .NET Core anywhere. And this is the good thing in the .NET 2.1 major feature, which is the global tooling. You can develop it. For example, like the HTTP REPL. So for example, we're creating a web API. You don't have to open browser or Postman anymore. No, you can just use the REPL. It's a command line. You will get all the stuff from there. It's very easy to use. And then Spanty. If you know that Spanty is very important because it's a structure instead of why it's using structure is because it's not using the heap memory when you create an object. So Spanty is very important. I give you an example. Suppose that you have a string builder and you create something with string builder, and then you convert that using Spanty. It can be like, I don't know, 600% speed increase because of that, just because of using Spanty. So Spanty is very important. It's a long story. So I need to catch it. And then sockets, of course, HTTP client performance. In HTTP client, later I will share with you the latest one. And then the Windows compatibility pack, which means that you can create Windows form, WPF, using the network. Okay, and it's already available. Later I will show it to you. EF4 lazy loading. This is the most complained by developers. Oh, EF4 is not like the OPF because they don't have lazy loading. Oh, they listen. Not Microsoft. The community listen because the network is open source. They added. There you go. Vary conversion, query types, and data sync. For ASP.NET Core, HTTPS, Riza UI library, HTTP client factory, and ASP.NET Core Signal R. Everything is new. Okay, so and the good thing when you use Signal R, Azure has the Signal R inside, which is automatically can just build up the instance, so you don't have to manage all the how many servers that you need. If your Signal R require one machine to 12 instance, they just automatically is going to just by doing slide the number of instances that you want to use. Okay. Fully managed service and a native Signal R development. Anyone here using Signal R? No? Only one? Anyone don't know what is Signal R? Yes. Okay, good. Oh, good. Come on. And you know that when you come here, later you can see F1. No, I mean F sharp, not F1. Sorry. Not typo, what do you call it? Type speak. Type to speak. Okay, so, and then, I'm going to skip this. Here it is. Yay. I tried it. You should try it. And it's more powerful than 2.1. But still preview. It's okay. Don't use it for production, but if you want to test it, I think this is the most powerful .NET Core so far for this year. Next year is .NET Core 3, you know that. Okay. So what's new in here? Improved API development, microservice in Azure, continued performance improvement. So the HTTP client now in 2.2, there is so-called retry. So you don't have to create your own retry. If, for example, they try to connect to some API, another API, and then fail, and then you usually using a retry, like try 3 times, But now the HTTP client has that built in, and you can wire up in the middleware in the web API, and done. You can tell it what 3 times, 6 times automatically, and it's very fast and it's going to be cool. So you should try it. And of course, the continued performance improvement. And they have a multi-tier Git compilation. So SQL connection token off. This is the most request. What is it? What is SQL connection token off? Who hates to put username and password in the connection string? Yeah, we all hate that. We try to avoid that, right? We try to put in the default. And if you have a on-premise HSM, we put it in there. But it always comes to your machine, right? It always comes to your server. So anyone can debug that. You will see that. Oh, I can see the username and password. So how to hide that? Hey, using token off. Using, for example, in Azure, using Azure Active Directory, and then you can get the token just to open the database connection. No more connection string. No more. Okay? Say goodbye to hacker. Okay. So, for the CosmosDB provider now is available for the 2.2. Spatial. Who uses Spatial? Only one. Wow. You must be good with that. Okay. So Spatial is for example, longitude, latitude, and then you want to search, in SQL Server. But now it's available now in EF4, so you'll be able to do that. And it's super fast. Reverse engineering of data views. Who complains about this view? But actually, when I tried .NET Core 2.1 and I used MySQL, not SQL Server, and I used view, it's working. It is working. But it's a workaround kind of thing. This one is not. We can reverse engineering. Collections of all entities and query tagging, and for HTTP core, you need to love it. This is I'll probably show you later. I will open my Studio. It's Bootstrap 4. Okay? I know some of you using Bootstrap 3, and then when you put Bootstrap 4, your website breaks. Suddenly, gone, missing, it's not working with jQuery. So, and also Angular 6. For example, from 2 or 4 to Angular 6. This one is already built in. When you open Visual Studio, you create Angular application that will be used if you use Bootstrap 4 and Angular 6. Web API improvement, including security, HTTP2, late but it's okay, IS in process hosting, health checks, endpoint routing, and Signal R Java client. Because a lot of people said, okay, I create Signal R using ASP.NET Core, my client is Java, using Java. How to do that? So can my Signal R work in Java? Now you can. You're gonna love it. So if Java developer asking, hey, use Node.js socket, we can use. Say no, use .NET Core. It's .NET Core, and you give this, just install the job. Okay. So that first, yay! See how fast it is. See how fast? 2.1 is GA, 2.2 is preview. Next year, .NET Core 3. And this one is more powerful than 2.2. We just mentioned that. So, yeah, this is .NET Core 2. They focused only on this last time. It's actually not focused. It's, they only support this. And then they added this, and .NET Core is, look at that. Oh yeah, beautiful. And look at that. So you can test that, still command line. So .NET new WinForm. They will create that, and then you run it. It's a .NET Core. You're not going to preview it. And it's WinForm. It's real, WinForm. The WinForm thing, but it's using .NET Core. I love it. And then access to all Windows 10 API. By the way, now the current one, the 2.1, you know that the system.drawing.image now, system.drawing is only available. So if you haven't used it, then you should try. And also the .NET Core app bundler, pre-compile, fast startup, small app. I don't know how they do this, but I see that 2.1 already fast. But if they want to make it more fast, we are good. And then a single self-contained executable. One file only. So you create a WinForm, it's a one file. You don't have to install .NET Framework. You don't have to install anything. It's an executable. You can run it. Done. It's a Windows Form, for example. It's powerful. And it's already available, nightly build. So you can go to market and take for testing if you want it, for your research. Okay. And why Windows Desktop on .NET Core? Side by side using global app. Yeah, I think you know the reason why. Because it's performance and you don't have to install the framework. It's a lot of stuff. And then this is the history. I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to skip that. My time? No? Yeah. Blazor. Okay. Who don't know what is Blazor? You don't know Blazor? Okay. Suppose that you have C# and you hate JavaScript and you hate HTML. Yeah, I don't know what, but you still want to have your app running on browser using C#. That is Blazor. That's all. So all you have to do, just create an app, normal app, C#. Okay, it will run on browser, any browser. Okay, not only Microsoft Edge, no, any Safari, Chrome, Firefox, you name it, it will run because it's a WebAssembly. It's a standard. It's open standard. It's not from Microsoft. And you can run C#, fully C# fully. Okay? Say goodbye to JavaScript. Seriously. Okay? Of course, you still have to have small JavaScript. Okay. So build client or site web UI in .NET. You don't need to know AngularJS, React, Vue.js. AngularJS, if you you know the history of Angular, and then React, you know, is from Facebook, Angular is from Google, and Vue.js, if you hate AngularJS, you learn that. Because Vue.js is actually this developer Java interface. Okay. Take advantage of stability of flexibility.NET. Runs in all browsers. Look at that. Native performance, strong lead time, requires no plugin, share C# with the client on the server. We just run DLL. It's the DLL running on the browser. And it's WebAssembly. Okay? So it's a real native. You're gonna love it. Okay? Later we have a session as well, Riza, by Ben Ishiyama. We will talk about that. You not going to do that. Okay. Razor command, server side Razor. So yeah, this one is like you can compile first there and send it to the browser instead. Shipping in .NET Core 3.0. Okay, I need to move fast because skip. Machine learning. Okay, who's still not using AI in the app? Please, all of you, right? Why? Are you still searching using condition? Okay, like this contain this. Oh, that's so old. Seriously, if you still use searching like that, you are so old. No, don't use condition anymore. Use AI. Okay. So for example, if you search something like the user typo, they try to put someone's name and typo. If you use contain, you're not going to find the word. But if you use AI, they can find it for you. The human list, for example, that is one example of using AI. You just use machine learning. Okay. And a lot of things that we can do using machine learning. Before, when we talk about machine learning or using AI, people said, oh, you have to learn Python, you have to learn this kind of thing, you have to be data scientist. Hey, it's statistics. Come on. They lie to you. No, it's not AI. AI is just statistics. You have a bunch of data, and then you make sense the data out of it. So this data is like this. If the data is very small, you can actually make sense out of it. But if you have millions of billions of data, you need a computer. That's AI is coming in. The neural network kind of thing, actually is very simple mathematics. It's a ranking. If you when you're in high school, they teach you the what do you call it? It's like you play a dice, and then how many times the dice will come out, the number. That's it. That's all about. And then they make a math out of it, and then create a neural network, and that is what you see. Yeah. So don't be afraid of this word, because why I say like this, it's time for you, .NET developer, to learn AI and to use machine learning. Because I know every time if someone will do, wow, machine, it's Terminator, Skynet, right? No, it's nothing to do with that. Rise of the machine, no. And AI, is artificial intelligence. If for example, you create a chatbot, your chatbot can answer 5 plus 5 equals 10. You're using AI. The bot is intelligent. Okay? That's all about. Nothing more than that. But it is more complex and you need more algorithms, they call it. For example, like classification, regression, and you don't want to do it. Why you don't want to do it? Because you don't have the data. Who has the data? Google, Microsoft, Facebook. Who else? LinkedIn. That guy. All of that guy. They're the one who have that. So that's why there is a pre-built, for example, AI in Azure. You can use it. For example, why you want to create yourself? But for some of the small things in your application, you need this AI, for example. Let's say you create an application for restaurant, and then you track the user, the customer. That's always it. This, and for the next time they come, you can put on top of that list for that person, the customer, the menu that they might choose. Yeah, they can predict. The AI can predict. This customer will come and will eat this. Probably. Okay? But that's the good thing about AI. Okay? We are in the world of gambling. What gambling is AI? Yeah. Okay. So all you have to do is prepare data, build and train, run. Is that easy? Seriously. And it's all in machinelearning.net. You can use it now, you can download it. It's free, it's open source. All you have to do is just prepare the data. you have data, list of data, for example, like from your application. You just crunch it. Okay. Okay. And this is the latest version, 0.5, not even version 1, but it's very powerful. Last time, if you joined the Windows database in here as well, I do the demo using a pen for recognizing written pen, for example. I can do that using it. Very easy. As long as there's a sample of some people or kids writing. Okay? So what's new in ML clustering, recommendation, deep learning, image classification with TensorFlow. If you don't know what is TensorFlow, I also don't know much either because it's a data scientist stuff. But all you have to do, like I said to you, if you have a data set, that's all you need. You just use the data set. And then all of this, like all of the AI stuff. This one is the OMMX support, is the data set model that you can use for ML. Improve F# support, additional train and class options, and consolidation and ML sample review. Okay, next. This is the kickoff. Okay, what's new on C#? Okay, so what's new on C#? Currently, we have this version. Who still use 6? That means I know you still using Visual Studio 2016 or 2014. But if you're using 2017, you can crank up to this, and this is the new one. The good thing is now, 7.3, they hit no. Like F#. Now they will monitor your no. Try to avoid using no when you're doing programming now or do whatever. And URL. Okay? So if your code is so many now, they will tell you this is wrong because now is actually not exist. You should not entertain now in your coding, right? But most of the developer we already use now. Oh, it is not do this. It is not do that. No. Why is no? You should not return now. Whatever reason, no return now. It's supposed to be like that, right? But in 3.7.3 and they add some of so-called the module extension that be able to detect your playing around now, and they tell you you should not do this, and then they will tell you how to resolve that. So make sure that you hate now from now. Please hate now. If you think that it can be now, that means you're wrong. Your code is wrong. There is no such thing. Must return now. No, you cannot. That's why in F# there is no now. They don't understand. What now? There's no now in F#. Save efficient code, avoid garbage collection, avoid copying, stay safe, and then more freedom, allow things stay shorter. That's good. This is what I mean. So if you have a lot of now things, for example, they will give you sweet to it. Agree, not red, because it's not an error. But they'll tell you, hey, why is not? Okay? So before you compile, you already know that this will crack you into exception, not exception. Okay? And look at that. Whoa! I haven't finished something this, but this one is already showing. Okay, don't worry about this. Like here. Okay? Garbage collection. Copying. Who hit garbage collection? The one that makes the application slow is actually because of the garbage collection. Okay? So we try to so it is adding more. That's why I like more to use struct instead of class. It's because of that. But the thing is, the struct that you need to maintain the memory as well. Span key, look at that. Okay, I'm going to skip that. This is yeah. So for example, nullable and non-nullable reference type, and this is non-nullable reference type. This is nullable. String, in C Sharp 8 you can use question mark. Previously, you know, string is null or empty, right? What is that? It doesn't make sense, right? It's null or empty. What's the difference? Null or empty. They say, oh, if string null, that means there is no string. Okay, what is empty string? There is no string. Okay, you cannot answer it. But we try to answer it like we are experts, but actually it's wrong. So this is to prevent the null thing. And this one, sure, it's nullable. This one, warning, shouldn't be null. And this one is warning, really? Look at that. Yeah. I was thinking like, oh, this is because from JavaScript. Some of the developers learn, and then they make C Sharp. This is what happens. Because JavaScript, you can put anything there, it will run. I don't know. Okay, for example, like this. Sure, it is not null, and this one is because look at this as. Okay, this is string. Currently, you can do this, right? But this will tell you that hey, no, it's not null. So you need to use a question mark. It will work. So there will be a squiggly in here. Green. If you install that and try it, and you'll see that. Okay. So yeah, no more this. No more. Please don't do this. Okay. And there you go. Okay. The last part is the mobile development. Who's still not using .NET to create mobile app? Or you're not a mobile developer, right? Okay, so if you know that Android is Java, Kotlin, whatever they mean is, and then iOS, Objective-C, Swift, okay? Well, you have .NET, and it's the same thing, native, okay? Why don't you use it? Use it. Last time when Xamarin, I remember like back 6 years, 7 years ago, people wondered what Xamarin is so expensive because if you don't have, now they make it free. It's still not creating any app, right? Okay. So try to use that. So this is the story about that. What's new? I'm going to just fast forward and look at that. The number speaks by itself. So more contribution to the Xamarin using .NET. Because why? Suppose that you already have a code for your backend, okay, and then you want to use it in your mobile app. Okay, so you can do it. It's the same thing. It's a C Sharp. So you can do that. Okay, and then now building Mono. If you don't know, Mono is the Linux model for .NET that time. Now you can use the core, but still using Mono. But this is how you create Mono on Windows. Last time it's like this. It's not easy, but now it's only just like this. Okay, okay, and it's all is native access now. And for example, like this one, this is the most important one. .NET code compile to native code. Just mention that. For Android, this is the old one. Last time it's like this. Not old one. Actually, it's like on me. This is what Miguel de Casa is happy because of this. But now it's already like you don't feel it. You already use it. If you install the latest Visual Studio, it's there already. So if you want to create a Xamarin application, then it's there. The Spectre happens. Sometimes it slows down with Android, and then, but this is already addressed with the latest version of the .NET Core. Okay, let's take this. So creating the package as well. This is the blue one is the one that is going to convert into the APK. Okay. So they try to make it fast. As far as I know, from 2 point, for example, you compile the application, this application, look at that. From 2 minutes 15 seconds to only 57 seconds compiling. That's how fast now. Okay. So if you play around with Xamarin, you know what I'm talking about. Because usually I work in a company that creates mobile app using Xamarin. Okay. Every time I compile, boom, I can deploy. I can go deploy there. I come back still see you know the crunching icon in the Visual Studio, still doing that. But with this one, it's going to be fast. Okay. And the last one, that one is for IS also the same. Okay. Now it's supporting everything. The CV integration. If you are a mobile developer, then you're going to love it. ARKit, you can use that. You need to learn script or Objective-C. Yeah, you can do this. And it's very easy. Yeah, this one is the new. I'm going to show you this one. So what is form shell? If you are a mobile developer, you know that all not mobile developer. For example, you know master detail template. If you create application, you know master detail kind of thing. You hate it, right? Because you need to maintain 3 pages. Okay, so they listen. They create this for you. So form shell is similar like that, but it, this thing is like a Lego pieces. Okay, and then when you open Xamarin and then you try to create application, and you will see that, what should I do with this? What should I do with this? Because we're not designers. Okay, and then okay, let's do this. We create something like this. You see how beautiful the app is? Because we don't know. We don't know the UX. We just put, okay. But with that shell is an option to skeleton for application. You will fill in the content only, very easy, and it's a consistent look and feel. It's not a template. It's not a template. It's still the same thing. Okay. For example, like this. Look at this. Beautiful, right? This is using form shell. Do you think creating like this, how many XAML required? You see? How many XAML do you think they require to create this? Yeah, this is XAML. There you go. 1. Yeah. So no more like, creating master detail tree and then you have to manage navigation, jump to this and then you forget the hamburger menu. Oh, so headache. But now, 1. You can create like this beautiful, just like this. Simple. And this is the skeleton. Okay. 1. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. And then the collection view and the carousel view. Sorry, Xamarin is a bit late compared to WPF or DWP. We don't have collection view. We love collection view in WPF, now they add it. So the collection view is not a list. Currently in Xamarin, if you want to create a list, you have to use a list. But in WPF or even Silverlight, it already has collection. Okay, so for example, I give you an example. This one is easily can be done now using collection view. So you don't have to use a list, and then you try to make it fluid, and then you can do it. You buy a third-party toolkit, which costs like $1,000 per year license. No need. You have this now. Easy. Okay. So carousel also the same. Look at that. Carousel view. It's all there. So if you are Xamarin, you want to start developing mobile app, you should start with And it's very easy. Okay. You can go to this for project 100, what is changes in the new Xamarin form, for example. Xamarin Essential is for, it's now it's built in, like for example, like checking this, you don't have to go to NuGet and expect it to do this, expect it to do that. It's all there. Okay? And that's all. I think Chun is already here. That means I cannot give you the link.
No.
Okay.
You can.
So, you should. No, yeah.
How long? 5 minutes.
No, the demo is not good. Okay. So I have another session later, then I can do some demo there. So probably 2 questions. Any question? 2 questions. Any question? Oh, really? Where's the survey group? Who wants survey group? Wow, really?
Or you want the...
No, I'm not going to give it. Who wants this? Really? Better start asking questions. No, it's okay. We will going to give that for free to anyone who is really lucky. So if you know AI, it's time for you to crunch the number and predict who's going to win. I can predict who's going to win. By if you ask questions, then I will know who's going to win. Then if you never ask questions, I will know. Okay, any questions? Yes.
On the AI thing,
Yeah.
the compiled AI knowledge is inside the machine or
Yeah, you can print. You can print. No, you just update like that, and then you put in, you just load to the ML.net and then print inside, and you'll be able to. It's become like a zip file, and you can use a zip file for the application. So you ML.net for training the thing, and then you use the what's called because AI is machine learning, so it's like the input, and you use the result of the training. Yeah.
inside the machine?
Yeah, inside, for example, you create an app, but usually you don't want to do that because the data set is very big. So you can, for example, download the zip file. Let's say you have a backend which has the ML.net as well. You do the data crunching, and then it becomes a zip file, and then you deploy to your web server or mobile app, and you'll be able to use it on the mobile app. So you don't have to like connect every time to the, for example, like this. I'll give you an example. You have a mobile app, and then you want to have a face detection. Okay. Currently, most of the people is doing go to the cloud, wait for 2-3 seconds, sometimes 10 seconds, depending on your internet. Okay, and then you go back, and then you're happy, you're smiling, your emotion, everything. But in ML.net, no, it's real time. It's there. You can just automatically can do this. There's a demo of that. Someone's creating that, so you can automatically detect all your face. No need to go to the cloud. It's running on the mobile app or in Windows desktop. Yeah, Windows desktop, including Windows Phone. You can use it. Okay. Any more questions? One? Yes.
Right now, all this chapter that the keynote is about code, right? So what's good compared to the MVC and MVPM?
Okay. MVC will be there because MVC is not part. It's not part of .NET. It's just architecture. And MVVM also is not a framework. It's just part of the architecture, the way that you bind. So MVVM, MVC is available anywhere, not only in .NET. You can use it in web. Angular is MVC. MVVM, binding everything. Angular, for example. They just, but most of people when we talk MVC is ASP.NET, or by default ASP.NET Core is MVC. You cannot create other than MVC. And then for MVVM, it is recommended for Xamarin, WPF to always use MVVM architecture. I mean, the way you bind data to the UI. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
What would be the impact if I'm going to upgrade my 2014 project in over 90? there any update that will change the code?
Yeah. Okay, the thing is like this. First, number one, I would like all of you, if you don't know this, please change your mindset. .NET Core was created not to replace .NET Framework. Never. Microsoft never said that, oh, we're going to replace .NET Framework. Never. It's a different product. Microsoft created another product called it cross-platform. So .NET Framework is still there. So if you want to migrate, for example, that means it's a different product. So you cannot, like, for example, just copy like that. So you need to tweak at least. But because it's a C sharp, for example, probably like 10% you tweak, 15% not much. If you're doing the coding correctly, right? If you're using a solid SOLID, who's not using SOLID in this solid? You're not using solid? You should. So for example, you create a class, you have a single responsibility. And then open rules. You should not be able the class to be changes. You can use extension instead. If you do that, just copy paste. Seriously, you don't have to do anything. It will just work. But if your code, for example, depend on this, you're not using the appropriate architecture, then you're done. Then you need to do that. You need to convert probably 100% out of it. But if you already have like class, single responsibility. For example, like this, I create a class for sending emails. Don't try to read database from that class, because I saw a lot of developers, especially junior, they create sending email. And then I saw they said, why there's a data connection? Oh, this one is to check whether the user exists or not. Why do you check in the mail? There's nothing to do with that. Single responsibility. That's what I mean. So if you do that, you just copy paste the code itself what is going to work. Because it's C sharp. That's my point. So if you want to migrate, you can test first. You can see that if your code is not dependent with anything, you just have to copy paste. But if your code is dependent, you need to make it not dependent. That's the only option. Yeah, when you're coding, never depend on other code. So if I have a code, for example, just depend SMS, for example, don't try to add this. No, just send SMS, done. So if you remove the code, done, it's still working. That's what I mean. Okay, any more questions? One more? No? Okay.
The place where you recommend, you can use another platform like Python or so only we can use
Which one?
Blazor.
Blazor. No, Blazor is .NET. Yeah, Blazor is product of .NET. Yeah. I don't think Python has that. I think so far, I don't know. Anyone? Where's Paul? It's Python expert. So as far as I know, Blazor is only .NET. So if you are good in .NET and you don't know JavaScript well, you still now can do regular things. And similar, you look at the output, there's an example there, later you can see, then will show it to you. Exactly like HTML, you're not going to see it. Every time you install the Visual Studio Community, which is free, you can install Xamarin also too. But most people complain that, for example, when you install Xamarin, it's big. Complain to Google. Because the Android SDK is hell. It's like 30 gigabytes. Yeah, if you install all of them. So make sure you don't install all of them. Just choose the one that you need. Yeah, because it's going to be big. Visual Studio is only a IDE tool helping to compile it, but the SDK behind that is a different story. Okay? Okay? So for me, Keynote, thank you very much for joining this and enjoy the work today. Next will be share with you the topic I almost forgot. This event, we have a sponsor. That is from the Apple, of course Microsoft, because we are in Microsoft office here, and the .NET Foundation. So .NET developer community and Azure community support. You know, that is part of the .NET Foundation event. Sorry, meetup. It's free, open source community. They don't give money. So what they give is only the content and the knowledge. That's what they give to us. So I just share it to you. And then because we have two MVP here, Microsoft MVP. We don't work in Microsoft. It's just me. Okay. So it's me and Marvin. So I'm a developer technology MVP. Marvin is an AI MVP. And Santamil is SharePoint MVP. Sorry, developer technology MVP. And Windows producing is a Windows MVP. And probably someday, not someday, next year, Chun. Not yet. Okay. So yes. Okay. Before we go to the next session, would you like to share now?
Sure.
Yeah. Before you go to the washroom. Yep.
Thanks a lot, Riza. I just want to take one minute to share with you guys. First of all, I'm very happy to see the support for .NET. I remember 17 years ago, 2001, I was working at Nottingham Polytechnic as a lecturer here in Singapore. Went to my boss and I said, hey, there's this new thing from Microsoft called .NET. They've got this new language called C#, which is best of both worlds, right? C++, Java, it's better than both of those combined. My boss said, oh, you're crazy, it's just a fad. Microsoft is not going to do anything with that. Java's the way to go, man. So I'm very happy to see that here we are 17 years later, 1 million plus users each month, as Riza said earlier. So that makes me very happy. I've been working in Microsoft development pretty much the whole career. I started in the early 90s with C and C++, MFC, if you guys remember those days. Yeah, so there's a MFC fan in the back. Recently, though, I started a software company, and we're doing artificial intelligence. So we're doing AI. We're building an AI tutor. And we started about a year ago, and we wanted, being a Microsoft guy, I used to be a developer at Microsoft as well in Redmond. I wanted to look at what Microsoft has in that area. And I looked around at training, and I saw that everybody's teaching TensorFlow, everybody's teaching Cafe, all those kind of tools. Not very many people were teaching the Azure AI services, cognitive services, and the cognitive toolkit and tools like that. So I was talking to Richard Koh, who's the CTO of Microsoft here in Singapore, at a conference, and I was just sort of yanking his chain. I said, hey, Richard, there's not enough love for the Microsoft AI tools, in Singapore. What's going on there? And he says, well, Scott, you used to be a lecturer. Why don't you teach that? So that led to some conversations of us curating some courses specifically focused around the Microsoft tool set for AI. So AI tools for Visual Studio, for example, the cognitive services from Azure, as well as the cognitive toolkit and the machine learning studio, things like that. So later you're going to have some talks on that. A couple of Paul and a couple other guys are going to come up and talk about the AI tools. But I just wanted to share with you, we've got this, so speaking of the training, our very first workshop or boot camp is coming up on the 29th of this month, right here in Singapore. And this is a one-day hands-on developer course where we're going to take you step by step and show you how you can very quickly use these pre-built AI services such as face detection, language understanding, and a lot of the things that you're going to hear about a little bit later today. We're going to show you how to actually implement those into the applications that you're currently building in your jobs. Very quickly, within minutes or hours, you'll be able to create really powerful AI services. So that workshop's coming up in this month, and I brought these brochures with us. We'll leave some on the back table back there because to show our appreciation for the .NET community, we've created a special discount code which is embedded here. If you register using that code, you get 20% off. That's just for the .NET conference attendees today. So again, I'll leave some of these on the back table. If you're interested in this course, you can come up and you can grab a flyer, or you're welcome to talk to me or Serena during lunch. So that's about all I wanted to say, and again, happy to be here and good to see the turnout. Thank you very much.
You haven't told me.
Oh, I'm sorry, my name is Scott. Scott Jones, yeah. Well, my company is 16 Development, so we have a product called Pandai, which I'll be happy to talk to you about that too. So we're actually using the cognitive service to build that Panda, which is a tutor for kids. It's an AI tutor for kids. So thank you very much. We'll see you during lunch. Thanks,
Nice.
Riza.
Yeah.
So let's jump back.
So now we have our third speaker to talk about ML. Then after that is me. Then we will go for lunch. So let's start now. Let's welcome Marvin.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming and supporting us. So today I'm going to share about machine learning in ML.NET. Okay. So before that, I would like to introduce myself. So I'm a Microsoft MVP for AI, and mainly in both services and cognitive services. So and today we are going to do something different, and it's quite new, relatively new, which called ML. Okay, so this is my Twitter and blog, so you can actually follow me. Right, so let's start. So .NET is basically for everything that you can think of, as long as you are doing developments for desktop applications, mobile applications, cloud with ASP.NET. Then we have gaming and also IoT nowadays. And of course, today we are going to share about ML.NET, which is new. And it actually complements .NET to cover everything across the platforms and devices. Alright? So first of all, we like to share some ideas about machine learning. So anyone have already started with machine learning over here? Yes? What numbers? Alright. So machine learning is basically to help you to program the unprogrammable. Right? So why we say that is basically when you write functions to detect faces, it's quite easy. But then if you want to actually write functions to predict the price of a t-shirt based on the description, it's actually quite hard. Because the price of t-shirts is a numeric, but then description might not be numeric. It can be like long sleeves, the features of the t-shirts, or what is the purpose of the t-shirts. So like formal or business settings, right? So sometimes it might be confusing how we can actually do this. So machine learning is actually helps to solve this problem. So machine learning creates the functions to actually predict based on the description or classifications of the images, let's say. So over here we have machine learning algorithms to actually predict whether it's a face, a human face, or not a human face, which is, we call it classifications. So many other ML tasks, but then we have three groups. We can actually group them into three different types of ML tasks. So first is most common ones, which is classification. You can detect whether it's face or not face, whether it's going to delay, flight is going to delay or not delay, right? Then we have regressions over here. So it's about how many, how much, what is the sales next month, what's the weather today or tomorrow. Okay, so that's about regressions. Then we have clustering, which we try to group the data into different sections or different types of groups based on their features or their description, right? So today we are going to solve two problems over here. So which is one is issue classifications. So we try to label the GitHub issues. So usually we do it manually, but today we are going to show how we can do it automatically. And lastly, I'm going to showcase with the image classifications based on the TensorFlow as well, which is quite new and just released in I think a few weeks ago, which is the 0.5 ML.NET. Okay. So when we talk about machine learning, we have the pre-built models. As it's called, it mentions about the cognitive services, which is quite popular because we have the trend model already existing in Azure. which we can use it off the shelves. So we can directly implement in your applications for the API on the cloud. So you don't have to do your own trend models. Okay. So in this case, we have the text analytics API, which we can detect the sentence which user input is actually positive or negative, whether it's happy or not happy, or this, we can actually predict that. So over here we have 96% positive, which is this is a correct vacuum cleaner, which tells you that user is definitely having a positive mind, okay? And this sentence is actually represent that user is happy. But we have another case which the comments may sound positive about your products. So let's say this vacuum cleaners sucks so much of this. So it actually sounds like positive about the products, right? But then why it's actually showing 9% positive only? Because maybe the words of sucks, so it will actually tell you that okay, this sentence may not sound so positive. It might trigger some of the sentiments, bad sentiments in the high. Okay. All right. So in most of the cases, cognitive service can actually satisfy your user scenarios, your business applications. But then there are some scenarios where you can't. So you have to actually build your own pre-trained model. Your trained model. So most of the people may use Python or R's. In this case, you can actually use that. And today we are going to show you the ML.NET, which can do the same as well. To prepare your data, okay, then we build and train using the ML.NET. Then after that, we deploy to your applications and put it into the productions. Okay. So of course, ML.NET is still in preview, but then we hope ML.NET will come to 1.0 where it actually ready for general public to use in the productions. And ML.NET is actually a framework. So on top of all the features or the functions we have in the applications, ML applications, but we have the ML.NET, which is a framework, provides you the API and allows you to actually use it so easily, especially you are actually a .NET developer. So it actually wrap everything and expose the functions to you in a .NET environment. Okay, so overall we have the training APIs over here. Then we have the consumptions. Okay, so transforms is actually the data pre-processing, which usually the steps one to actually allow you to actually arranging your data, try to process and also label, converting it to numeric forms, which the machine learning algorithms can understand. Then we have the learners, which is the algorithms that used to predict or train the models, I would say. Train the models based on classification, regressions, or clustering, depends on the applications, the user scenario. So we have the linear regressions, and we have the clustering like the k-means. Okay? So there is one quite special about machine learning, which is the extensible. Okay, that means ML.NET is not only supporting .NET, the data from .NET only, but it also can use the TensorFlow, which I mentioned earlier. So ML.NET allows you to use the open source or TensorFlow like TensorFlow. Okay, so we have the support for other companies or other providers. Okay, so of course CNTK, which you guys may be familiar. Okay, so ML.NET is a framework, just like I said just now. So even though Python and R is quite commonly used by the data scientists or the machine learners developers, so ML.NET is trying to come into the pictures for the .NET developers like us. Okay, so it tries to complement the experience where the Azure machine learning is using. then also cognitive service, Azure cognitive service, to provide a customization capability for you, like build your own models for first approach, or actually build your app with the local, local trends models, right? So ML.NET, even though it sounds to be new for every one of us, but then ML.NET is actually having the long history for the past decades. So it actually exists and used by Microsoft in a lot of products, which we might not know. Like Bing Ads is actually using ML.NET to actually do predictions, what kind of advertisement should be shown to the public or the users. That's on the web surfing. Okay. Then of course Excel, which is using a chart recommendation. Okay. So it's also using the ML.NET, which we might not know also. Then we have the PowerPoint is using the design ideas. So this feature is already integrated into your PowerPoint to actually suggest you what kind of templates you can use for your presentations. Then, of course, we have Windows 10, we have Windows Hello to do authentication, which is using the ML.NET, and we have the Windows Defender to try to do predictive or to detect what kind of viruses can be actually detected. All right. Then we have I think we have the Cortana as well. Right. So machine learning framework meant for every .NET developers. So how many .NET developers over here? I believe every one of us, right? Yeah. So it definitely looks exciting for us because now we don't have to learn another language with Python or R. Of course, they are great. I won't deny that. But then ML.NET is definitely going to bring a lot of convenience for us, so we don't have to learn other types of language, right? So ML.NET allows you to build your own models, right? And also it is developer focused. So later you will see the syntax is almost the same. I would say it's exactly the same like the C# or .NET. Okay. So you will get definitely easily familiar with that. Then it's proven because ML.NET has been exist for the past decades. So it is not new, alright? And of course it's extensible. That means you can support TensorFlow or the other open source. And of course nowadays .NET is talking about open source. So machine learning is actually an open source project as well. So I'm going to show you. Alright, so you can actually find this machine learning, the ML.NET project in GitHub as well. So if you are interested to contribute more and getting probably providing more feedbacks, how to make it even better, you can actually go to .NET. This one, github.com/.NET machine learning, right? Then there is some samples available on GitHub as well, where you can actually access and get some ideas how to actually build applications that integrate with ML.NET. Okay, or you want to get some ideas or documentations, you can go to microsoft.com/.NET. .NET. Okay, then after that you browse through machine learning and AI, which you can actually find a lot of documentations and get some ideas how to get started. Okay, so over here we have the documentations show you how to actually install the ML.NET packages on the NuGet. Then after that, there are some samples how you can actually write the code and also do some predictions. Okay. So what's new since ML.NET 0.1, which already announced in May during the build 2018. So ML.NET has been shipping with 0.2, 0.3, until today is 0.5, which going to coming up with 0.6 next month. Okay, so according to the Microsoft staff. So okay, so there is coverage with the additional ML capabilities. So one of them, very important one, is the deep learning with TensorFlow in 0.5 versions. Then we have cross validations. We have quite many others learners algorithms. Then we have the Onyx export, which is an open source foundation I think program, so the platforms collaborate between Microsoft, Facebook, and Amazon. Then we have the improved F# support in 0.4, and of course there are many more samples for the machine learning with ML.NET. So next, I'm going to show you some, give you some ideas with the GitHub issue classifications. So GitHub issue classifications over here, we can actually do, to predict what is the text suitable to be used for particular issues. So there's some examples over here of the text which we will use later on as well. Okay. Then the ideas behind this issue classifier is basically we put in together the titles and also the description where the GitHub user is actually posting. Then together with the label, okay. Then after that we train the models. We try to match that, then we train the models. Okay. Then we come out with models which is going to be used in the predictions. Right. So give you a lens of ideas of how the ML.NET works. So we have the first one is the log data. That means you log the CSV or the TSV from the GitHub API. Then after that, you try to download the data. All the list of the issues. Then you do some labeling and also featuring it. Then you train the models, come up with the models. Okay. So log data, extract the features, which extract features is actually combine the label titles and also the description together. Then come up with some vectors, numeric vectors, so that the machine learning algorithms can understand. Okay. Then after that, we train the model, come up with the train model. Then we evaluate the model to see how efficient is this model. So it will give you some scoring, then allow you to actually adjust accordingly. Then after that, we have the model consumption. So over here, I'm going to show you the demo. So this is a console applications which we have the ML.NET installed. So over here we have the 0.5. Okay, so this is the latest ML.NET packages. Right. So let me run these applications, the console applications. Okay, so in these cases, we have the learning pipeline. So this is actually supporting up to 0.5. I heard they are going to remove this in the next release. But then we get some idea because this learning pipeline is basically is the first, which is the first 3 steps that we have. So it's from log data until the train model. It will generate the model vector. Okay. So over here, first we will log the data, which is the text loader. So you'll notice that we have the TSV over here. Okay, the TSV over here, which is contains all the information about the issue. So we have the label, then we have the title, then we have the description at the end. Okay, so this is basically the TSV part. Okay, then after that, let's jump to the next step where we get some ideas. Okay, so in the pipeline itself, we have contains multiple rows of the the issue list. You can see it's actually exactly the same which we have shown just now. Okay. Then we go to next step, which we have the text featureizer. So this function will actually convert the title, because the title is in text form, right? It's string. So machine learning might not understand what is it about, because it's not numerics, it's not numbers. It's very hard to actually predict. Okay. So going to the next stage. So over here, this one, let's open out again. So actually just now the dictionarizer will actually convert the label into the numbers also. So you see one more extra columns over here, which is the 0, which will represent the labels. Then after that, let's go to the next steps again. So which is the text featureizer. So now you will see the title is now converted into vectors numeric. So now machine learning can actually understand about this. Then of course we have the next one, which is converting the description also. So you see, title and the description is now converted into numerics. Okay. Then the next step is concatenator. So we have combined these two fields, title and description, so that we can actually understand. I mean, the machine learning algorithms can understand how to actually do prediction and get to know about to link with the label. Okay. So this we call it SDCA, which is a regression classification algorithms. Okay. Then let's just train it. So usually it will take a couple of seconds or minutes. Give me a second. So let's run this again. So it's supposed to actually show you that it will going to predict this issue, and after that it will do the predictions and label it over here. anyway, it's supposed to actually label this one, this label. Then it will actually predict it's actually this one, area system.io. So I'm not sure why it's not working today. This morning it's still fine. But anyway, so it's ML.NET is still in preview, so we hope to actually get stabilized in ML.NET 1.0 in the production release. Okay. Okay. So let's continue anyway. So so in 0.3 versions we have the collaborative filtering. Okay, so it's a new approach with the ML.NET. So in most of the cases we have, sorry. Mm-hmm. I think it's handling by the ML.NET itself. So we are, I mean, we don't know how it actually calculates that value, but then it's basically converting. I mean, to actually representing, let's say, a word to a specific value, a numeric value. So it allows the machine learning algorithm to understand what is the word itself. Okay. It's not letter, but it's a word. Okay. So in basic approaches, we have, let's say this is a movie recommenders. So we usually do, what we do is based on the rating. Then after that, if exceeds the rating of the threshold, then we will say, okay, this user like this movie. Or the second one is based on the content-based filtering, which what are the most frequent browse types of the movie where the user is actually doing. So in these cases, like if the user is actually always browse for Iron Man, Superman, or Batman, so we know that the user is actually likes the superhero movies. So this is two approaches that quite basic, and we come to the third one, which is the collaborative filtering. Okay, so over here we have the Zero and also Gal having the same patterns of the same similar favorites of the movies. So let's say kids, then Mission Impossible, then they don't like Home Alone, they like Terminator 2. So we try to predict Gal whether likes the Casino Royale. Okay, so in ML.NET 0.3, they actually provides this kind of approach where you can actually using collaborative filtering to do that. So what's your guess? Is Gail going to like the Casino Royale? Yes. So of course, because based on the general data over here, so Gail has the similar favorites with the single. So definitely he's going to like the Casino Royale. Okay, so we have the this is the functions factorizer machines algorithms to actually do the predictions. Okay, so this is the sample code that you can use to actually do the collaborative filtering. Okay. So next, I'm going to say ML.NET 4.0 is starting from 0.4 is going to support the F#. Right? So you can actually use F# to do your training models, or you can do some deep learnings with F# if you are F# favorites. So for me, I love C# more. Okay, so and next we are going to talk about deep learning. So eventually, deep learning is quite important because when we are doing some computer vision algorithms or the speech detections, all this is about deep learning. Okay, so why deep learning is so much important because it takes advantage of large amount of data and try to compute and also try to train the models. And after that, allows you to actually do live predictions in your applications. So it seems to be very complex. So like TensorFlow, they are going to do some of the trainings using the images whether it's a dot or not a dot. Okay, so we would say ML.NET is supporting TensorFlow in 0.5. Okay, so TensorFlow is very popular now. So many of us, if you are a machine learning background, so you would starting from TensorFlow. Okay, so you have the trend models you want to integrate into your ML.NET applications or your .NET applications, so you can do that now. So TensorFlow, over here we have the inceptions where it already have the trend models with the scoring. So we have contents about the objects like zebra, animals, dogs, quite a lot of things in these inceptions scoring models. Then you can implement it in your ML.NET applications. Okay. So I have one of the example over here. Hopefully this time will work. Okay. So we have the images, multiple images over here. We try to predict some of them, whether it's a broccoli or teddy. We try to do that with the TensorFlow inception scoring model.
That's a big part.
Yeah. I should actually open the text file, which is faster. Let me close this. So any questions so far? I don't think so, because it's ML.NET is, I didn't mention, ML.NET is a cross-platform framework, so I don't think it works on .NET framework, which is only Windows specific. Okay, so you see this is, sorry.
It doesn't work on the .NET framework, or it doesn't require .NET framework.
It don't require .NET framework as well. It's a .NET Core. Okay, so we have the TensorFlow scoring model over here. So see, it actually contains some of the objects. So we are going to use this to actually do predictions. Among words, this. So you will notice that, okay, it will take some quite a while. So you will notice that it actually pick up the TensorFlow inceptions scoring model over here, right? Yeah.
So in the earlier example, you kind of put a numerical equivalent to the title and the descriptor. So I was just wondering how you assign the numerical equivalent to the title.
Yeah, I think you asked the same question.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So anyway, it's actually trying to, because a machine learning algorithm cannot understand the string, right? So it has to be converted into numeric. But then ML.NET is actually grab that out. So we might not know how it works, but then basically we actually try to convert the string word into the numeric, so that the machine learning algorithms can understand what wording is about. Yeah. Okay. It's the same case like the description, same case. So we call it that featureizer. Yeah. Okay.
So currently, right, is it for the human language, right? Does it work only for English, or is there any other language libraries that we can plug in and use?
I think good questions. I think it should be everything, every word. So I think as long as string value, then you can convert to
Yeah,
words.
but what I mean is that to convert it to
The prediction.
numeric values, right?
Yeah.
If that word is not the English one.
I think it should be fine. Yeah.
I thought you know exact, but only what how it controls the rate, probability and statistics. But it works on the distribution of occurrence of each string compared to the type label. So if the word A is occurs on type A, then the number is B. So really just statistics.
Yeah.
I think it's not really doesn't understand what the English word is. But the occurrence of the
Words.
frequency, I think the words involved in that. The ML language, so it's the occurrence.
Okay. So now the prediction is done. So you see that it actually pick up the JPEG file. And after that, do some prediction. So you see broccoli.jpg. It's actually real one. It's not that I cut for it. Okay. So I have to declare that it's a real live trend models that it used the images from your folder to actually do prediction. So the answer is here, broccoli.
Yeah,
Then
just
we have- yeah.
open the picture.
Yeah. There you go. So we get some ideas how it works. So it gets the broccoli, which is this one. So is it broccoli? So we have buckets, then we have canoe, then after that we have smell and techniques, and so on and so forth. Right? So it actually randomly pick up the images to do the predictions. Okay? And at the same time, it also provides you the metrics, the scoring, how much it works, so whether it lost or not. So over here, I would say it's 100% accurate. Okay. All right. So this is the demo. Let's go back to the slide. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the next coming features for the ML.NET, which is the model builder for ML.NET. We haven't get more ideas or hands-on with this, but they announced it I think last night. So we have the model builder for those who doesn't like to actually do coding. So over here it actually allows you to actually pick up all the features that you want. So like labels, then we have the featureizers. So okay, this is all UI based. So that means if you don't like code, then you can actually use this model builder. So we are looking forward to that. Then what's next with ML.NET? We hope to see more API improvement and actually make it more stabilized. Okay, and we hope to see more ML algorithms or learners. Then we're going to see TensorFlow, okay, integrations. Then we have scale on Azure, of course. So we have the model builder, which is the better UI to simplify the ML task. Then we have the improved tooling. So now it seems like not so well because if you want to build the data, you see that it's actually like squeezing everything together. Then we have the language innovations, which is supporting C#, F#. So we hope that will stabilize everything. So thank you. I think so. There's It is asking about in Python we have the yeah. So whether it's available in the environment.
There's a data make library.
Yeah. I think currently Sugar has a
There's a data make library. That is like they can use
yeah.
data frame library. It's popular.
I think so. Any more? Yeah. This is for you. This is actually the demo is a console application on the local machine. I think just now someone asked questions also like we ask questions.
For the reason that it's only for loading control model or
You can actually do that. Do that. Yes, you can be an yes. Yes, I think currently between I think not fair way to compare Python and we hope more when it's actually coming from I can't compare because I'm more yes actually it's just I mean it's focus so it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. Within the API, right? You can actually do the data point. So it's like the key part issue classifier and you manage to show that. But you can actually do the data from the API. Yeah, with the API. Yeah, you have to look for it and call the API. Yeah. Correct. Okay. So actually, you can use the cubics, okay, the functions. Okay, so what you can do is similar to, I mean, if you have already have the zip file of the models, then after that you just have to put into your applications, let's say ASP.NET Core or your WPF applications. So you can actually write everything, whatever here, to your applications because it's .NET, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you can actually integrate everything to your applications. Yes, you can do this on your application. Yeah. Okay. It's our sponsors. We have Upstone and Xbox and then Microsoft and so on and so forth. Right? Thank you for their support. Okay, I'll pass the session
Okay. While I'm setting up the Azure, I have a question to ask you all. How many of you are actually coming from startup? Okay, not many. Thank you. I have my teammates there. Thanks for support. So I'm actually from startup also. I'm currently working in a startup incubated by CFC. So in startup, we all know in Singaporean term we call it 包山包海. So we need to keep learning. We need to keep learning, keep exploring, keep experimenting. So today I don't want to take this session to be too serious. I hope it can be a discussion among all of us. So that's why I chose a topic about entity framework. It seems to be like a lot of people are already using entity framework since .NET framework until now, .NET Core, and of course my team now is also using EF Core 2.0, so we are and .NET Core 2.0. So recently we were just discussing with our development team whether we need to move on to 2.1. Then this morning we realized from Riza that 3 is coming soon. So yeah, I think that's the thing that we, as a developer, we always need to keep learning. Okay, I think I have set up. So, okay, so I hope you all, if you have a laptop that's not as heavy as mine, that you can use, or you have a handphone, please visit a website called this bit.ly/.netconf at the conference at Conf. Okay, so it's a little game related to the prizes that we will give out later. Okay, one of the prize is a water bottle. Don't be so serious. So, if you go to this website, bit.ly/.netconf, okay, quite easy to remember .NET Conf for conference and SG. Okay, I go. Then you will come to this website. Okay, so this is so we have demo, right? Like all the speakers have demo, but you don't get the chance to play with it. Now I give you chance to play with it. Okay, so this is the thing. So what it does is that you just need to put in your name. Okay, I'm Chun by the way. Then browse a photo. You can take any photo during your lunch later. Or you have a better photo later. So you upload. Are you sure? Yes. And uploaded. Then here it shall tell you how happy you are. It seems like working in this company is very happy. So later, if you read the code which is available here under GitHub repo, you will see how many emotions that I'm collecting, and from there you will realize how powerful our Azure cognitive service is. Yeah. So later, our game is related to this. I shall not talk more. So you just upload that, okay? We will do something related to this. If you scare about your name, privacy, all these things, you can put something that we can recognize you. Don't put A lah, then everyone says it could be A. That's headache also. Okay, so let's start our presentation. Okay, this one. Okay, I'm Chun, currently CEO of my startup, of our startup. This is my Twitter if you want to visit to know more about me, and this is my personal WordPress blog. Okay, okay, I will show you again later. So today's agenda basically is cover what is coming up soon in our .NET, our EF Core 2.2. So these are the things that actually Riza talked about that full screen and very hard to control. Okay, I can limit my. Okay. So it's so actually all these things covered by Riza briefly this morning. So I will talk in depth a bit. So if you actually I played with it last night. I spent from 10 p.m. until this morning, 6 a.m. So I play with it. So if you also play with it, also then please share me your thoughts. I will also share with you my experience so far. So the project is this one, okay, and it's open source. So if you think that you want to know what's going on, feel free to visit the GitHub link on the website. Okay, so before we use EF Core 2.2, I was too naive. I thought .NET Core 2.0 can use EF Core 2.2. No, it's not. You need to update first. So basically, it will change all the package reference here to the latest, which is like a preview. If you don't update all, then you will receive a error when you try to build or you want to do data migration. So actually, this need to be taken offline. Otherwise, you will bang the wall. Actually, no demo. Okay. I don't know why I do that. So new updates. What are the new updates? First is the ownership, which is called in the previous EF6 we have this thing called complex file. So you for example address, then you have floor unit, address body postcode. Then in the table you will go under like the column name will be like address underscore floor. Now in EF Core 2.0, actually starting they have this called on type introduced in EF Core 2.0. So now you will go into another table. So how it looks like is if you go to GitHub now, then you will be able to see something like this. So yeah, for example, my photo owns a lot of facial expression on me. Yeah. So this is the photo. Yeah. So you can do things like this. The reason why now in EF Core 2.2 they highlight this is because they want to make the CosmosDB provider possible. So in JSON, it will be similar to like what you see in the document JSON. So if one entity, then you will start an array of the JSON objects. Yeah, inside that. Okay, so this is the first thing. Let me see. Okay, demo already. So the spatial extension, just now we just talked about it. A lot of people ask what's that. Actually, in our company's interview question, I have this question asking, how do you query from our database that two trucks are near to each other within like 5 km? Okay. In the previously, we need to do like latitude, longitude, then do math like equals to the square root of x square plus y square. So now you don't need, you can use this geometric column finally in LinQ. And they have this use net topology solution. So they finally can translate it. So which is what you can see over here. So actually yesterday when I tried this, got a lot of problems because the first thing is if you do this as geography, the migration cannot work somehow. Okay, so I have to translate it to geometry. Okay, then it can work. Okay, then but geometry actually can also count the distance. So I'm not sure. So if anyone can make geography work, please tell me on the GitHub or something. Please do a pull request. And yeah, and then. And it actually just shipped 2 days ago, so that's why if I want to learn early, also no problem. So this is the thing. So if you do geography, then you will see something like object reference not set to an instance object. I don't know what object, but this actually comes from the library one, it's not from the code. So you can see things like this. Okay, so it doesn't work. So if you do work in your case, it's changing. And yeah, this is the thing. to use the domain tree. You are quite efficient. Okay, I show you already. So the third thing is with tag. Okay, what is with tag? Before I talk about with tag, right? It's actually a string. A string. In I think you can go to home controller. Okay, so with tag is to actually a string, a description that helps you to understand the query, to identify the query. For example, this query is about this, getting photos near the center of the Singapore. Yeah, this is the center of Singapore, then it's a short distance. So with tag, how do it help? So now you actually can see in the output because it's info trace. If you enable the info trace, when you run it, you can see. Another tool that I would like to introduce to you is today seems like no one talked about Azure. So in Azure, there's a thing called application insight. So you can link it with your web app, and then so then you can help you to collect the trace or request and so on. So I just want to look at the trace. Then all the things, for example, just now I put the trace there, getting photo near the center of the snap. So it will appear in the trace log, which you can pump into the application insight, or if you are using nlog like us, then you can see there also. Okay, things like that. So for those who are interested in application insight, it's actually quite easy to enable, which is under program use application insight. Just one line. So now the developer life getting easier and easier. So when you can build something cool with AI, with upload, with photo, with storage, with database in just 6 hours, this is a powerful .NET framework. And okay, so go back to the demo already. So CosmosDB, this guy. So previously, if EF core 2x2, EF core before EF core 2x2, you actually have no way to use EF core with CosmosDB. Okay, but now you have the option. It's actually called use CosmosDB. So before that, how do you do that? For me, it's like I have to write a repository pattern to wrap around the function of the document DB. Then I have to call separately. And then they have this ID thing which they fix also. So now they introduce this discriminator thing. So you can put like a lot of different, like, for example, you have blog, you have post, you have picture, you can put all under one collection. Then they use this discriminator to identify each of them. So it will help you to save money. Because CosmosDB is quite expensive one, because it's a global available thing, quite powerful. So the I/O is quite fast actually. So for our team, actually we are now using CosmosDB for IoT project and for our chatting. So because if you use SQL, it's going to be like millions of data in one day. Then when you do like search, you do read, you do indexing, it's actually quite slow. And do write, it's very slow. So one way is to throw money by CosmosDB. However, this provider actually is only for CosmosDB SQL type, so it's not available for MongoDB yet, although you can use MongoDB under CosmosDB. So it's not yet. Yeah, unfortunately in CosmosDB they are still quite new, so many things not supported. For example, the point. So when I move just now the example, you can see the location that when I move to CosmosDB exploded because they do not support point yet. So they will throw this. And ID, I do not know how to implement the ID yet. From the example they given by Microsoft on their Conf, they assign the ID themselves. So if you read my code, you will realize that I use the timestamp And then, so if you run through the project, okay, this is the sample code. If you do watch our .NET Conf 3 days ago instead of watching iPhone release, then you will see that this is their code. They actually do the ID plus themselves. So every time they do this, then you will suddenly realize it seems like they are missing something. Okay, so this is their connection string to CosmosDB. Use Cosmos SQL. Okay, I'll let you guess what's missing. So first is the endpoint to the CosmosDB. Yes, this is the secret. This is the database. And then directly this is the discriminator. So what is missing? CosmosDB was previously document DB. So this document needs a collection. So they miss out one collection. But still work. How come? Because there's a thing called the problem of unicorn. So if you run this code, you will realize every time you run, the collection is called unicorn for some reason. Why is it called unicorn? If you go read their source code of the entity framework call, by default, we call ensure created a sync of the database. It will create a collection called unicorn. Yeah, so this is the thing that you need to take care of when you do the Cosmos DB. So in order to help me find what are the Cosmos syntax. So there are a few changes. For example, you cannot call add a thing already. You call add to Cosmos DB a thing. What it does is because you need to add to the collection directly. This one you can see in my GitHub. So this is you need to call the collection and the document directly. Yeah, this thing. And then you need to specify the collection name for the table in SQL. There's a thing called collection name. If you don't specify, it will become unicorn. And then, which is a good thing, it suddenly become unicorn. Then, location cannot work. Okay, that's the thing. That's why I need to ignore in Cosmos. And finally, yeah, you need to call use Cosmos SQL instead of use SQL. So this is the thing that I think it's, they are still in the full production. So by end of this year, the ES4 2.2 will be out. So by then there should be something that is more stable for us to use. But if you still want to use Cosmos, actually you can build a repository pattern to use it. No problem. Okay, so now, because as you can see over here, the sample website actually is on Azure website. So how do we deploy? Actually, if you do you can just do a continuous deployment. You just integrate with GitHub. Our now BSTS or called Azure DevOps, You can just simply commit your code 2.2 to GitHub. Then the Azure DevOps will automatically help you to do. Yeah, this is what I thought. Until I see this, there's an exclamation mark. Then you click in. You will log. It will tell you that they do not support 2.2 yet. So how do we go around this? There are two ways. Once you use Docker, okay, one you use Docker. Another way is find an extension. So for those who want to deploy to show off to your friends about how cool 2.2 is, you need an extension. and the extension is called. Okay, I learned this from someone. Yes, you need to install this SP.NET Core cycle runtime, and then you do a direct publish from your Visual Studio. Then you will work. So currently, Git integration still cannot work for Cycle. Okay, somehow. Because it's still preview. So understandable. Yeah, not important. So what is happening beyond is that Riza said this morning is that EF .NET Core 3 is coming soon. So EF Core 3 is also coming soon next year. And we have EF 6.3 also, which is to help people move on to EF .NET Core easier. But anyway, EF Core is still recommended. So thank you. This is the website and the repo. So users, please try out this website. There are a few things to try out. I want to see how many of you can break this website. I just scale out the database. Okay, so please feel free to yeah.
I think I already break it.
Oh, cannot see. It doesn't show the.
Show any result.
Oh, because this connected service you cannot find any.
I did the Hadoop control.
Oh,
Yeah. Only that it cannot predict any version from it.
thank you. I will fix over lunch. So this is live over fixing lunch.
So other images box, only this image. What image?
It's a face.
Can you do?
Oh, it's Harry Potter.
Maybe some magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have any face, you won't.
Yeah, face. It's a human image.
Oh my God, is it a human? Okay, so now it's lunchtime already.
Maybe
So,
because he's a wizard.
maybe. So if you have yes, if that's why I want to do differently. If you have any questions, ask over lunch. Because I don't want people to stop. Okay. Just ask me over lunch. Thank you.